Mic check, 1, 2. Testing, testing. And one last test. And live from the rinks, it's Sunday Night Hockey on the Long Island Sports Network, your home for all Suffolk County High School Hockey League action. Welcome everyone, my name is Jack Ziskin. On behalf of the entire crew here at the rinks, I'd like to welcome you to tonight's broadcast of Sachem versus Middle Country JV. And tonight's going to have big ramifications in the standings for both squads. Heading into tonight's matchup, Sachem is 2 points behind Pat Med JV. Now, I do not believe that Sachem could leapfrog them in the standings, but nonetheless, they would end up tied in points if they win tonight. And if you're Middle Country, a win here means you leapfrog Longwood JV. So that means Middle Country, instead of being the 8th seed, they're the 7th seed. Why does that matter? Well, all due respect to the Pat Med Raiders, they're a real strong team. You'd rather play them than Smithtown Hauppauge JV Red. Second Smithtown Hauppauge squads go undefeated in the past 2 years. So 2 undefeated regular seasons, you don't want that to be your first round matchup. And you best believe that Middle Country will be playing with that in mind. Starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup for Sachem. Michael Walsh will be in between the pipes. This will be Walsh's 10th start of the season. And on the other side for Middle Country, Kenny Bridgeford Jr. will get the nod in net. Leading scorers for tonight's matchup, Harold Stauffer leads all players in tonight's game in terms of points, goals, and assists. 29 goals, 39 goals, my apologies, misspoke there. 19 assists, 58 points. Chase Saunders leads Sachem in goals with 29 and 45 points. Also another team best. Caden Marcus leads Sachem in assists with 18, and when you take a look at the top scorers in the JV division, well, Stauffer and Saunders are right up there. Saunders currently sitting in third. Aiden Landrigan of Smithtown Hauppauge JV Red, he's sitting in second. Stauffer is in first. A couple other Sachem players near the top here with Caden Marcus and Matt Bispo. And for Middle Country, Brett Spears among the more notable options. But we're going to take a quick break for the play of our very own national anthem, and then we'll be right back with Puck Drop. And that was our very own national anthem here at the rinks. And taking a look here at the starting lineups for Middle Country. It's going to be Andrew Iannacone. My apologies, Andrew Iannacone alongside Lucas McDowell. And they'll also have, trying to make that last number here, but as we try and get you that, last time these two teams faced, Sachem came away with an 11-5 victory, and that was a long time to go all the way back on November 6th. Looks like Roman Franco on the back end, alongside Thomas Pilio. Sal Riccio up front for the Cougars, but Logan Stoltenberg in the draw against McDowell. It's one back by the Cougars. Pergolesi on the forecheck for Sachem. Cougars enter Sachem territory. They don't have possession. Looking for the clear. And Matt Pena tried to move it along for Pergolesi. Initial pass broken up. Sachem recovers. They've now entered Cougars territory. They have the puck beneath the goal line, but ends up coming back to McDowell. Wanted Iannacone. That play was broken up, but nothing comes of it. Good effort there by Sachem to hold the zone. And now Stoltenberg battling with McDowell. Lorette lets pass him for O'Shea to take it, moves it on for Pergolesi. Pilio holding it in. Sachem has possession, pass to the weak side. Ends up going awry. Cougars regain control. Iannacone to the far side. Riccio couldn't get a handle on it. James Drago now looking to cut through. Shot going wide of Bridgeford Jr.'s net. Sachem looks to regroup in neutral territory. Matt Pena resetting. That was Bispo. And another pass by Sachem goes awry. And we get a whistle and a stoppage here. Correction, that was Aiden Cisco, 47, not 48. Comparative Rohan on the back end for Sachem. Caden Marcus centering the second line for Sachem. Drago gets it off the draw, drops it off for Neal. And a toe save by Bridgeford Jr. We get a stoppage here. My apologies, looks like that one went in. And it looks like that one went in. My apologies for that. We were trying to get the replay of that. Couldn't really figure out how that came to be. We thought Martin's got that on his toe. My apologies, but nonetheless, Sachem takes an early 1-0 lead. Stauffer against Drago. Sachem holds it in. The initial goal, the opening one of the game, credited to Andrew Neal. Delayed offsides against the Cougars. Stauffer on the forecheck. The puck enters Middle Country territory. Sachem nearly holds it in. Marcus gets it back. Pass towards center is broken up. Heading up ice now for the Cougars. Nathan Kircher enters. Shot glancing off the glass. Just barely remains in play, and on the forecheck, McGee holding it in. Supported by Graziano, but Sachem pressuring. McGee sends it towards the net, and Walsh gets the cover. Defensive zone draw for Sachem. They took an early 1-0 lead. Off a shot that appeared to trickle by Bridgeford Jr. Pergolesi has possession. Carrying it up ice, exits the zone, now enters Middle Country territory before a pass is intercepted. Puck is held in by Lorette. Bruinsma on the chase. Cougars trying to get the clear. They can't. Stoltenberg to the slot. It's poked away by Declan Munkwitz. Cougars pressuring, trying to force a turnover. They initially gain possession beneath the goal line, but it comes back to Bruinsma. To the slot, a shot that goes off Bridgeford Jr. and wide. Bertolizzi recollects, setting up shot before carrying it to the half wall, looking towards the point. Shot from O'Shea is redirected. Cougars looking to press in transition. McDowell against Lorette. Sachem defender boxes him out. Puck is sent back into Middle Country territory. Granahan blows a tire beneath the goal line. Sachem in the slot. Stoltenberg misfires. Puck is still free. Shot turned aside by Bridgeford Jr. Second and third attempts. Cougars netminder makes the stop. And the face-off is won back by Sachem. Shot from the point is deflected. Drago rescued it. Nearly has it poked away by McGee. Recovers. Shot goes careening off the end boards. Opposite side now. Held in by Cisco. Sachem looking to get to work on the cycle. Pelio forcing it free, moving it up that far side wall, but can't get the clear. Comes to Drago in front. Shot scores. And James Drago makes it 2-0 in favor of Sachem. And you're going to see here just really smart shot there by Drago. Has time, settles the puck, and makes no mistake. And just like that, it's 2-0. 10:58 remaining. Face off at center, one forward by Sachem. They're pressing. It's 2-0. Drago wants to make it 3, and he does. 3 goals in under 5 minutes. Sachem firing on all cylinders. Looks like it might be getting late early for Middle Country. And this isn't the start that the Cougars wanted, but it's the start they have. They've erased these type of deficits before, but not an enviable position to be in as they enter. Sachem breaking up an initial opportunity. Looking to get to work on the cycle. Spears blocks a shot. Sent towards the slot. Looking. Goes over the glass. Sachem prevents a clear. Drago towards the front. Misses Marcus. Spears chips it up, but not out. Comes towards the net. Careens off the end boards. Matt Pena has possession. On the cycle, is trying to curl towards the slot. Stauffer forced a turnover. He's coming in. Fires. Save by Walsh. Gets knocked off the puck in the corner by the Cougars. We get a whistle here as looks like there's going to be a penalty heading against Sachem. 9:57 remaining in the period. And Harold Stauffer draws a penalty to give the Cougars a chance to make this a 2-score game. Two goals for James Drago, but now a penalty going against Sachem. That gives Middle Country a power play. Sachem gets an early clear. Drago looks like he's going to be the first one to the puck. Call was for checking from behind. It went against Rohan. Sachem has possession. They end up clearing it back down. That was Lorette this time, and looking for a clear on the forecheck. Sachem nearly forced the turnover in the Cougars' defensive zone. They get it back in neutral. Cutting in, Drago wants to split the defense. He's forced to the outside. Maintains possession. looking to get to work on the cycle. Remember, Sachem has possession. There's an arm up in the air. It looks like that's going to do it for this Cougars power play. Lorette moving a D to D. Play is returned. 5-on-5 with the empty net. And as soon as the Cougars touch up, it'll be 4-on-4. 55-second power play. Doesn't end up resulting in much for Middle Country. And now going to be 4-on-4. Face off is won back by Cisco. Shot from the point ends up ricocheting off Bridgeford Jr. and wide. McDowell looking to collect. Can't get the clear. Lorette holding it in. Blocked down initially by McDowell, then came to Monkwitz on the second attempt. Sachem looking to prevent McDowell. A poke check from Cisco, breaking up a chance in transition. And Borgolese looking to reset behind his own net. 30 seconds remaining at 4-on-4. A penalty that went against Graziano for high sticking. And right now, Sachem has possession. 15 seconds remaining. 4-on-4. An update on that Rohan penalty. He ended up in the box for a 2 and a 10, so as the shot goes over the net, Sachem regains control. Stoltenberg up ice. Wanted to hand it off there. Couldn't. Now Cougars have possession. They're on the kill. Pass comes to Stauffer. Pulls up. Throws it towards the slot. Nobody can collect. And Sachem heading up ice. Sent towards the slot. It ends up coming all the way out to the point, trying to hold it in there. O'Shea holding it at the line. Shot. Scores. And a power play goal for Sachem. And just like that, it's 4-0. A nice shot, stick side high there, and and we got to take a chance to look back at that first goal. Looked like it slipped under the pad there. My apologies for that first call. Sachem leads 4-0. As it stands, a shot from the point that ends up getting turned aside by Walsh. And it's really been all Sachem all the time here in the first frame. 4 goals thus far. And they win the ensuing draw as well. They're heading up ice. It's Neal. Wanted to drop that one off. Ended up going awry. Bispo chasing after it. We get a whistle. That one goes out of play. First of 2 games on the docket here tonight on the Long Island Sports Network. The second one actually in the developmental division between EI and Longwood. Right now it's Sachem versus Middle Country JV. Sent towards the slot. Pass was redirected. Pelios threw it up the board. Sachem intercepts. Comes out to the point. Bispo's shot ends up sailing wide. Calling for it again as Stoltenberg sends it towards the weak side. That last goal credited to Andrew Neal, so 2 multi-goal scores as Stauffer can't connect on a one-time opportunity. The pass coming from Kircher. Puck looked like it was rolling, and now Cougars looking to reset. Spears under pressure. Turnover forced by Sachem. Kircher supporting. Puck comes free. Munkwitz moves it up but not out. Spears battling along the wall. Cougars force a turnover. Puck is rolling. Walsh coming out. Spears can't win the race to that one. It's been covered by Sachem. Stauffer pressuring. And the whistle is blown. So 5:44 remaining. It's a 4-goal game. And it looks like there's a penalty against Sachem, so it looks like Middle Country is on the power play. Apologies. Delay of game was the call against Walsh, so Cougars get a power play opportunity because of it. Officials wanted the Sachem netminder to move it, and he did not, so 30 seconds have elapsed on Middle Country's second power play. Caden Marcus forcing a turnover. 3 of Sachem's 4 goals have been credited as unassisted. Logan Rohan picking up the lone assist of the night on James Drago's first of the game. Comes back to Drago now as he fires that one off the glass all the way down. 55 seconds have elapsed on this Middle Country power play, but haven't been able to maintain possession. Pass comes to Granahan, tried to move it along for McGee. Coming in, beats Drago, shot. It goes just wide. Ayana Coney can't force the turnover. Ayana Coney, I should say, my apologies. Munkwitz has possession now. Entering Sachem territory, shielding, pulling up under pressure from Drago. Tried to hand it off there. Comes out to the point. Franco's shot. Redirected off the bar. No goal. Cougars have it. Shot, and they score. A power play goal for the Cougars. And we're going to get a replay here, and that first shot that goes off the bar ends up leading to the second opportunity. After winning a battle along the end boards, it's Declan Munkwitz, the defenseman, moves to Ayana Cohn right in the slot and makes no mistake, puts it in the bottom right-hand corner, far side, so Walsh would have had to slide to it, so Munkwitz credited with the assist on that one. It's a 4-1 game. Sachem still in the lead. And they have possession off the draw. O'Shea moving it up ice, but puck ends up Middle Country. They're trying to settle it. Puck comes out in neutral. O'Shea sends it back in. Delayed offsides as Spears recollects. Trying to move it on for Graziano. And that's going to be icing. And the face-off ends up being one forward, but O'Shea held it in. Brett Spears has possession. Stauffer circling, wanted that pass, ends up in his feet. Recovered. Moved back to the point, sashayed on for Bruinsma. Ended up with Pergolesi, but Kircher forcing a turnover. Tried to drop it off Bruinsma, 2-on-0 shot! And a save by Bridgeford Jr. Big stop from Middle Country's netminder. And now Brett Spears trying to headman it. Pass is deflected, and they score! A shot from the, not even a shot, just a dumping from the neutral zone. 3:08 remaining. It's a 5-1 game. And Just some bad luck for the Cougars. They try and bat that one down. It ends up skipping past Bridgeford Jr. Just a tough break there, and just after he made that nice waffle board save to keep it a 3-goal game, ends up going off a teammate in the defensive zone, and now Cougars trying to reset. Trying to one-hand that one up the wall. Iannacone can't get to it. It's chipped back in. Reverse to the weak side, and Tyler Anderson takes over. Handing it off to Saunders, who pulls up. Shot ends up going over the net. Sachem collects. That last goal ends up being awarded to Tyler Lorette. Matt Bispo with possession now, though, cutting in, has it poked off his stick. A chance for the Cougars if they can settle it. But they can't. A good back check there by Chase Saunders, and even as they get the clear, puck ends up back with Sachem. Riccio had it taken away by Saunders. Pelio then knocked the aforementioned Sachem forward off the puck, and the attempted clear is held in at the line. Puck comes back to Saunders. Pulls up, pass. Ends up with Matt Pena. Correction, my apologies, read the wrong number there. And as it comes to the back door, pass from CJ Pena went awry. Anderson has it, moves it back to Pena. Delayed penalty, it's going against the Cougars. CJ Pena trying to hold it, moves it on for Bispo. It's an empty net. It's a little extra power play time as that shot's redirected. Ends up along the left wing wall. Trying to get to work on the cycle, McDowell gets a stick on it. So with 1:30 remaining, a power play for Sachem. It's the fourth power play of the game. The first one, which was a 2-10 assessed to Logan Rohan, who will be eligible to return sometime near the start of the second stanza. But right now, 2-minute minor going against Middle Country. That puts Sachem on the power play. A shot right off the draw. It was a roughing call assessed to Lucas McDowell, and as Caden Marcus collects in the right wing corner, moves it to O'Shea. Shot from the point, redirected. It's loose in front. And sent to the wall, and now a chance for Stauffer in transition. Pass rolls on him, pressuring O'Shea. Tried to cut him off there, but smart pass by the Sachem defender. McGee got a stick on it. Neal got the rest of it. Moves it to Stoltenberg. Sachem enters the zone. Drop pass along the wall. Cisco walks in. Tied up by McGee, who forces the turnover. Now heading up ice against O'Shea. Tried to slip through. Deflected, and then a shot from Stauffer ends up right in the breadbasket of Walsh. 1:19 remaining on the power play for Sachem. A nice shift there for Stauffer and McGee. And coming into tonight's matchup, both teams among the league leaders in goals scored per game. Middle Country was 6.8, Sachem was 7.5. The difference, Sachem only gives up 3 goals against per game on average. As that pass from Stauffer to McGee goes awry. Cougars averaging 5 goals against per game. Bispo enters, trying to slide through, ends up with possession in the corner, escapes from Stauffer, moves it to Lorette, shot ends up going just wide. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Sachem has possession. Walking in, shot off the bar. Correction, the pipe, I should say, as Stauffer then flips it up and out. A nice clear for Middle Country, and McGee wins the battle in the right wing corner. Sachem ends up tying the puck up, second attempt, and the period will expire. 30 seconds remaining on the power play as we head to the second period.
Anybody gonna help this kid? Jesus Christ!
Harold Stauffer in some discomfort as
Fucking skate away.
Coach Riccio heads out. Correction, not Coach Riccio, my apologies. Waiting on the start of the second period. It's a 5-1 lead for Sachem. They're on the power play, just 30 seconds remaining. We'll be right back at the start of the period. And Stauffer heading back to the bench under his own power. Good to see. Gets a stick tap from Pergolizzi. Andrew Neal exchanging some words with him. Wanted to make sure he was okay. And play will continue. No call on that one. Play remains 5-on-4 in favor of Sachem for the next 30 seconds. And Bridgeford Jr. heads out to his crease. Michael Walsh in his. And it's currently a power play for Sachem. As we might have mentioned, Pergolizzi in the dot, matched up against Brett Spears. It's a penalty kill for the Cougars, so Kircher actually went out there. Wasn't eligible, so he headed back to the bench, and Sachem has possession off the draw. Racing up ice, it's Matt Bispo, wants to split the defense, forced to the outside, curling under pressure. Looking for a drop past the line, ends up being forced out of the zone, and 18 seconds remaining on the power play. Buck comes to O'Connor. Moved on for Pergolizzi, who tried to slide it to Anderson as the Cougars go for the clear. Bispo holding it in initially, and then the puck comes out. Ricocheted off him, and the penalty will expire. So play returns to 5-on-5. Matt Bispo coming in, but it's offsides. Five goals for Sachem in the first period. One for Middle Country, 4 minor penalties. 2 for each squad, and a 10-minute misconduct going against Sachem's Rohan. So Monkwitz has possession in his own zone. Cougars defenseman trying to carry it up ice, make something happen for his club. Shot, and stopped by Walsh. Ended up loving that one off the blocker, I believe. And you do want to be careful with that. We saw in the first one, it looked like that was going to be a pad save for the Cougars. Netminder ends up slipping right under, so Walsh makes no mistake. Make sure he knows where that one is right away as Granahan tries to win the draw forward. Iona Cone can't get to it. Riccio had possession momentarily, and now James Drago head-manning it. O'Shea curls, throws it to the slot. It's redirected, ends up right wing corner on the cycle, intended for Drago. Was behind him, and attempted clear, held in by O'Shea. Drago gets it, settled it on the boot that time, and now it's with Granahan, who chips it up. Puck will roll, no icing on that as O'Shea beats it to the line. Granahan forces a turnover. Trying to curl in towards center, he does. Sends it towards the front, and we get a whistle here. He wanted to move it to the right wing face-off dot, couldn't that time. Face-off is won back by the Cougars. Pelio's shot off the blocker of Walsh. Pinballed off the glass, and now in the far side corner looking for a clear. Cougars got a piece of it. Sachem has the rest of it. It's a 2-on-1. Neal moving it across. Shot from C.J. Pena off the blocker, and the rebound ends up in the corner. Sachem on the forecheck. Pelio has possession on the backhand. Tried to move it to his forehand. Clearing attempt broken up. Comes to Matt Pena at the line. Beneath the goal line, Neal tied up by Pelio. Ionico came to get it, but backhanded out to the point shot. And it's stopped by Bridgeford Junior. We get a whistle here with 12:35 remaining. Cougars looked like they had settled into this game after scoring that awkward bounce on the goal. Credited to Tyler Lorette, which was just a dump in that was redirected off a Cougar stick in their own zone. But now Middle Country pressing in neutral, looking to enter. Kircher to the slot, sprawling to the ice. It's broken up. Good defensive play there. I believe that was Lorette. And now Neal moves it on. CJ Pena fires it in. Evading contact on the attempted hit from Spears. Bruinsma in the corner, battling with Graziano. Spears knocks him off the puck, but Sachem maintains possession. Sent towards the slot, ends up skipping out of the zone. And now it's with Matt Pena. Makes a short pass. Tried to enter the zone, but Cougars been good exit denial now. Drop pass to Brett Spears, who carries it out. Enters 4-on-2. Toe drag, walks in. Can't get that shot off. Trying to bank that one in. Puck is loose. Walsh wanted to cover it. Sachem has possession. Looking far side. A pass intended. Spring Saunders was broken up, and then a turnover forced. It's a 3-on-0 for Sachem. Shot. Save. Rebound is loose. Still loose. And a save by Bridgeford Jr. trying to will the Cougars back into this game. Matt Bispo holding it at the line. Sachem has possession. Chase Saunders cutting in. Shot kicked out by Bridgeford Jr. And the second attempt, they score. Waiting on the whistle there from the official. And just like that, 11-11 remaining in the period. It's a 6-1 game in favor of Sachem, and a couple big saves from Bridgeford Jr. here down the stretch. Going to see cutting in there, kicked out, and on the rebound goes in. And just like that, it's 6-1. Goal looks like it's errantly been credited to Michael Walsh, the netminder, so we'll try and go back, see who actually scored that one. Because we know it wasn't Walsh, he was in his crease. And as the face-off is won back by Sachem, they have possession. Pass off the wall is deflected. Munkwitz cutting in towards center. Trying to slip back across. Shot from McDowell ends up going up and over. Doesn't go out of play. Sachem recovers in the near side corner. Anderson putting that one behind his back, now carrying it towards center. Cuts right back out. Moves it right to the left. Sachem enters. Pulls up, toe drag. Wanted a shot there. Comes to Pergolizzi. His attempt from the slot is redirected. Sachem recovering. Under pressure. A turnover is forced by Granahan. But a pass from Munkwitz that was deflected. Anderson looking to settle it. Reversing it. Picked up by Pena, who wants Bispo, but the pass ends up going awry. Enters the zone. Bispo on it. Munkwitz pressuring. Anderson tried to drag it past him. Cougars defenseman comes away with it. Heading up ice. Poked off the stick, and then Iona Cone sending it towards Sachem's own Pergolizzi. Pushing it ahead. Still racing after it. Beneath the goal line. Cougars won it. Sachem is going to come away with that. A good effort there by Granahan on the back check. But as it comes to Bispo, walking in, pulls up, and his shot attempt is blocked. Backhand towards the slot. O'Connor couldn't get all of it. Loose in front. Bispo poking at it. Granahan comes away with it. Looking towards that far side. Correction, that was Iona Cone who came away with it. Granahan supporting. His backhand pass towards the front. The shot and the save. The rebound. They score! Lucas McDowell puts that one in the back of the net. It's now 6-2. And as we mentioned, these Cougars, they know how to put the biscuit in the basket. They're averaging over 6 goals per game this season. They've won 4 of the last 5 coming into tonight, and they know how to create in transition. And that time, a rebound from McDowell in the slot makes this one a 2-goal game. And a 4-goal game, high stakes. Cougars second of the night as Martins enters for Bridgeford Jr. with 9:21 remaining in the second stanza. Face-off ends up being won by Sachem. Comes to Drago, who cuts in towards center. Curling towards the wall. Moving it across. Stoltenberg back over. Shot through traffic. Redirected. Martins with the initial save. And it's sent into the corner. Sachem recovers possession. Drago sending it off the right wing half wall. Rohan sends it towards the front of the net. He was just released from a 10-minute misconduct penalty. And now Caden Marcus cutting in. Stoltenberg shot. Saved by Martins. Puck is loose. Comes out to Drago. Trying to walk in. Poked away. Still loose in the slot. Stoltenberg can't settle it. Drago does. Under pressure. And a nifty backhand pass. Rohan shot right into the chest. A strong positional save from Martins, who's pressured early as he enters this game. Face off, and they score. Sachem right off the draw. They make it 7-2, and so quick here. You're going to watch Bruinsma. Wins it right across cleanly, and a quick shot from going to be Chase Saunders there, picking up the 7th of the night for Sachem. They lead 7-2. And Saunders forcing a turnover there on a pass intended to Stauffer. I believe that's his first shift since getting shaken up at the end of the first period. As a shot towards the front ends up trickling off the back of the net. Comes out to Stauffer. Pushing up ice. Cougars captain pulls up, fires. Shot is blocked by O'Shea, who went down to his feet there, and the puck now leaves the zone. Cougars looking to regroup. CJ Pena has possession, enters, poked away, comes out. Sachem trying to enter. Granahan getting a piece of it. Iona Cone pulling up, wanted to pass off the wall. Puck maintained, or Sachem maintains possession in the zone. Saunders collecting it off the wall, poked free, and trying to headman that one, outletted. Rather, attempted outlet pass wouldn't go. Lorette towards the slot. Stauffer collects it. Trying to cut towards center. Ends up on the far side half while shielding. Pulling up. Shot from an off angle off the pipe. Stauffer knows how to put the puck on net. He's good at it. And you can't give him those off angle shots because he'll find a way to score on it. Trying to make that long pass to Ionico. Good anticipation there by Bispo, but Stauffer with the poke check. And pushing it up ice comes to Granahan. 3-on-1. Moving it across to Ionico. Now Sachem under pressure, but ends up being covered by Walsh. A strong shift there for Stauffer. Coming into tonight, had 18 points in his last 5 games, so you can't take your eyes off him. Face off tied up. One forward by the Cougars initially. Sachem forcing the turnover. Neal to Pergolesi.
Let's go!
Enters, fires, blockered out into the slot. Attempted clear. Broken up initially. Went off the skate of O'Connor and now racing up ice. It's McGee. It's taken down. Looks like there's a delayed penalty, and delayed no longer. Call going against Sachem.
I saw what he was trying.
Call going against Matt Bispo. Face-off is won back by Sachem. Shot on net, they score. Another power play goal for the Cougars. McDowell once again finding the back of the net and throwing it into the slot. The puck ends up rolling, and a little poke check there. Spears getting in the way of it. McDowell picking up the rest of it, and a quick shot that beats Walsh before he can square up. Face-off ends up being won back by Sachem. Rohan in the corner, moving it up the wall. It's a 7-3 game. McDowell picking up the goal in that last one, and as the puck comes towards center, Tyler Anderson entering. Stauffer on the back check, harrying him, but nice cross-ice feed. Rohan steps into a clapper that careens off the end boards, comes around towards the point. Cisco pokes that one on ahead, skates into it, shot. And that one glancing off Martins. Stauffer now has possession. Sliding that one across. There's a shot from Kircher right into the chest of Walsh. Kircher wins the draw back, but it rolls on by Pelio. Under pressure from Stoltenberg. Sachem has to check up. Caden Marcus curling away from pressure, backhanding it to Cisco, who steps in past Ricky Stauffer, trying to tie him up, pokes it free towards the center of the zone, and pass off the wall goes all the way down. That's going to be icing. 5:04 remaining. Marcus in the dot. Tying up McGee. Sachem nearly came away with it. Poked out into the right wing corner. Comes to the point for O'Shea. D2D. Lorette. Shot towards the slot is kicked out, but Marcus pouncing on the loose puck. Trying to soccer it along the walls. End up losing his stick in the fray. Stoltenberg to the slot. Pass comes out to the point. Shot goes just wide. Redirect that time. Loose on the back door. And then another shot that goes off the glove, but it isn't grasped by Martins. Sachem pressing here, but the puck is rolling. O'Shea, the weak side, stepping in, back across, looking for the shot. Puck bounces, comes back out to the point. O'Shea looking to settle it, moves it over to Lorette. Shot, and another stop by Martins. Sachem really pressing here. They outscored the Cougars 5-1 in the first frame. But here in the second stanza, it's 2-2. O'Shea under pressure, moving it up the left wing wall. Comes long for Saunders. Correction, Drago, who poked the pass, coming in. Shot, and a save by Martins. Drago pounced on the rebound, moved it to the point. Lorette shot, redirected. Attempted clear shot, going just wide from the slot, off the stick of Marcus. Lorette into the corner. Stoltenberg under pressure from Franco, and Sachem regains control. Sent towards the front again. Backhanded to Marcus. Shot. And looks like that one was stopped by Martins, and some extracurriculars here. Looks like there's a penalty assessed to Caden Marcus. 3:26 remaining. Cougars to the power play. A chance to make this a 3-goal game. And it hasn't been that close since the Cougars led 4-1. Face-off is won. McDowell's shot right in the breadbasket of Walsh once again. The call against Caden Marcus was 2 minutes for roughing. Harold Stauffer out with Brett Spears. Ends up with Stauffer in the dot for this one. As the face-off is won back, Monkwitz walking along, backhanded off the wall, settled by Stauffer, trying to send it towards the puck, towards the front. Now Spears battling with Bispo after Sachem defender got a piece of it. Looking for a clearing attempt. Comes out towards CJ Pena. Monkwitz reversing that one. Stauffer collecting that one in neutral. Flips it across. Nice backhanded saucer pass. And ends up being chipped in by Graziano, but Sachem sends it down the ice. CJ Pena pressuring. Puck all the way at the end of the other side of the sheet. Monkwitz dropping it off for Stauffer. And a good start to the kill for Sachem. But Stauffer leading Spears, walking in, pass across, redirected. A beautiful opportunity on a 2-on-2 there. Sachem wanted to clear. It's held in at the line by Stauffer. Firing it across from Monkwitz. Slap shot redirected. Ends up beneath the goal line. Sachem wants to clear. Sent up, backhanded down. Nearly ends up with Saunders. Stauffer recovers and now looks to re-enter. Pulls up, his shot off the pad of Walsh. Gets it back from Graziano on the cycle. CJ Pena forcing a turnover. Spears pressuring. Past the point. Monkwitz back over to Spears. Looking to the back door. Ends up settling for the shot. It's gloved by Walsh. A nice look. 33 seconds remaining on the power play. 1:59 remaining in the period. Cougars have been unable to find 2 consecutive goals, and when you're trailing, that's obviously going to be an issue. You can't trade goals when you're down. You have to like what you've seen from them since the start of that first period. Had a couple bad bounces here and there. Right now, as the draw is tied up, eventually one to Matt Pena. Sends it the length of the ice. Monkwitz will chase and makes the pass up the wall to Kircher. Looking towards the far side. Pass goes all the way down. That's going to be icing, and there'll be a change on defense for the Cougars. .15 seconds remaining on the power play. 1:40 remaining in the period. Matt Pena up front with Tyler Anderson. Rohan and Cisco on the back end for Sachem. Final game of the regular season for both squads. Playoffs on the horizon as face-off ends up being won to Pelio. Versus that's the weak side. The turnover forced initially. Kircher can't settle it after it's poked to him. And correction, that's Kircher. Now Anderson coming in along the outside, circling. Moves it along, pulls up, fires, shot kicked out, ends up in the corner. Both teams battling for it. McGee got a piece of it. The power play has ended. It's 5-on-5. Cougars looking for a clear. Good break up there by Pena, and Marcus moving it over for Rohan. Down to Pena. Sent towards the front. It's paddled away. Marcus collects it. Tried to make that backhand feed across the slot. Broken up. Gets it back. Pushing it towards the front. Comes back out. Riccio lost the handle. Sachem recollects. Matt Pena firing it towards the net. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Cisco on the backhand. Knocked down by McGee. Sachem had it momentarily. Now a chance for the Cougars. They're pushing. 2-on-1. Walking in shot. Sailing wide. Careens around the end boards. Comes all the way back to Pelio, who hands it off D-to-D. Past the weak side intended for Riccio. He's chasing after it, but was just on the forecheck, got back on the back check, and now as Sachem re-enters, Anderson steps in, sends a shot, ends up in the far side corner. Escape turn from Pena. Moving it back to Anderson. Wanted the give and go. Play is broken up. Cougars pressing. 5 seconds remaining. It's a breakaway for McGee against Walsh. Shot saved. Rebound is loose. Free. They score! As the period comes to an end, the Cougars find the back of the net. It's 7-4. And Ian McGee's got tremendous speed. He uses it that time. First shot ends up trickling through, and it's going to be backhanded in on the weak side. Trying to make out the number there. Going to try going back to that earlier Sachem goal that ended up being credited to Michael Walsh, because we know he didn't score. That last one was from Nathan Kircher. So, that's the 3-on-0. This is also a nice play to watch. Going to run this first. Neal on that first shot against Bridgeford Jr. It's kicked out, gets in front of it. Nice toe save. It's loose. It's cleared out. Spears on the back check that time, and then you go moving along to this one. It's going to end up being the 6th goal. It's just that quick shot, and that's going to be Neal who puts that in. So it's currently credited to Walsh, but it actually should be a hat trick to Andrew Neal. I'm sure they'll try and get that corrected, because if I'm not mistaken, and we're going to double check this real quick here, that would be Neal's first career hat trick, so you'd like to get him that one. Heck, he had 2 goals entering tonight. He's got 3 in the game, so hopefully they get a chance to go back. Obviously, a lot going on in this league. A lot of playoff hockey heading your way, even though the varsity campaign is done. And the Spears wins it forward. The start of the 3rd frame is underway. Anderson on the back check. Spears shielding, pulling up. Ends up kicking it to his stick beneath the goal line on the backhand. Tries to throw on the brakes, and a good effort from Lorette, who flips it on ahead. Saucered across, deflected by Anderson. Nice high saucer pass there, but Saunders forced the turnover, dropped it off to Pergolesi. Chips it in, Sachem on the chase. Franco against Anderson. Cougars defender lost it at his skates. Sachem recollects. Anderson with possession, backhanding it to Pergolesi. Shot redirected, goes over the net. Ends up in that near side corner. Attempted clear. Granahan can't get the clear, but Saunders forced outside. Pressured by Ionico. And it comes to Lorette. Backhanded up the wall. Monkwitz rescuing it under pressure from Pergolesi. Curling away from pressure. Ended up right. Well, Saunders managed to chip that one out as Lorette gets it in neutral, pitches it back in. Sachem gets a full change, a wholesale one. As the Cougars are still looking for the zone exit. Monkwitz looking to the weak side. Ends up faking, backhanding it up the wall to Granahan, who enters with Spears. Trying to move that one ahead. Spears collects it off the end boards, trying to reverse it. It's loose. Battling for it. Spears, backhand. Turned aside by Walsh. Puck has now left the zone. Stoltenberg had it. Spears ends up collecting after a good defensive play from the Cougars. Trying to move that one along. It ends up being gloved down by Ionico. Marcus ahead for Drago, who pokes it in. Monkwitz chasing after it. Cougars defenseman started the period, has not been able to get off. Looking up ice to Stauffer. Drago gets a stick on it. Stauffer boxing out, trying to settle, gets his stick tied up, still battling for it. He fires that one off the far side wall. A good play because it aids the icing, and it also lets Cougars get a partial change. But now Stoltenberg entering, shot, kicked out into the corner. McDowell chasing after it. Sachem looking to hold it in, and they do. Pulling up, CJ Pena's shot off the end boards. Shot towards the front, comes loose in the slot, trying to kick it out. It ends up in the skates of McDowell. Stauffer, I believe that was Stauffer, who ends up flipping it out. Now Riccio on the forecheck. Pat Pena with possession. Beneath his own goal line, Walsh carrying Riccio. He tries to force a pass. Now it comes a turnover. Graziano tied up by Bispo. Opposite side now, Bruinsma looking up ice. Ends up Carrying it beneath his own cage. Pass intended for Pena, broken up by Graziano. Puck leaves the zone. Filosa under pressure, off the wall. Puck is poked up, pitched ahead. Stauffer curling in the corner. Pass to Graziano. Lost the handle, comes back to Stauffer. Shot, and it's stopped by Walsh. A beautiful sequence there for the Cougars on that last one. Cougars program that appears poised for a return to the varsity level after this past season had a very young squad. But as Saunders racing after it, Filosa on the back check, poking at it. Sachem comes away with a forehand, save, rebound, they score! Sachem makes this an 8-4 game, and more, it looks like it's deja vu all over again. The first meeting between these two clubs ended in an 11-5 victory for Sachem, and that last goal is going to be credited to Anthony Pergolesi. Saunders picks up the forecheck after coming in on the breakaway, and as the face-off is won back, Spears pressing. Shot goes just wide. Pass along the wall. Cougars trying to send that one towards center. Ends up with Anderson exiting the zone, enters, cuts the outside, backhand, forehand, saved by Martins. And when these two teams last met, the Cougars scored the first two before Sachem ended the first period having 7 on the game, and that one ended 11-5. This one is currently 8-4. Pass across the front. Big difference between these two matchups, obviously, being that, as I just mentioned, Cougars led 2-0 in that early game. They have not led tonight, and as the pass ends up rolling past McGee, not the crisp look Middle Country was hoping for. It's sent towards the front. Cougars trying to get to work on the cycle. Sachem forcing a turnover that time, and entering. Shot saved by Martins. It's loose. A strong game for Andrew Martins, and as Anderson blows the tire, Kircher has a chance in transition. It's 2-on-2, but there's a back-checking Caden Marcus. Sends it off the end boards. Lorette looking to collect. Brett Spears picks off a clearing attempt. Walking in, dragging it, has the handle, tried to guide it towards the front, ends up being covered by Walsh. 10:02 remaining. Both teams pressing here. And right now it's been Lucas McDowell leading the charge for the Cougars with 2. And on the other side for Sachem, Chase Saunders leads all skaters in points with 3. And 2 goal scorers for Sachem. But right now it's a 2-on-1. Looking towards the backdoor shot. And they score. No! That didn't go in. I for sure thought that was going in. And now it's Martins bails out. Saunders! Oh my, Stauffer finding the back of the net. He hadn't found it all night, and you knew that wasn't going to last. Harold Stauffer with an absolute cannon, his 40th of the season, and just one of those strong forwards who knows how to carry the puck into the zone, pulls up and just lets it rip right through the legs of Lorette. Walsh never even got a chance to see it, and you got a feel for him on that one. Stauffer, his first of the night, may not be his last. It's a 3-goal game yet again. And the draw ends up being won by Sachem. Marcus entering, cutting to the outside, looks to pull back in, shot glancing off the glass, coming around the wall. Stauffer trying to poke it ahead, it's broken up. Second effort, Cougars looking for a clear. Drago pressuring. Iona Cone couldn't maintain possession. Staying in front of it though, Lorette goes down to the ice trying to dive across Ionicone's stick, and the puck comes back to Drago. Franco gets a piece of it. Sachem forward ends up with possession. On the near side wall, curling. Pass across is deflected by Stauffer. Puck leaves the zone. And now Potential 2-on-1. Back check from Lorette takes that one away. Stauffer gets to it. Ends up skipping wide. Sachem trying to get the clear. It's held into the line by Munkwitz. Pulls up. Lost the handle. Comes back to the point. Stauffer backhanding it in softly there. Comes back to Munkwitz. Couldn't settle it. Stauffer staying in front of Stoltenberg and comes back to Munkwitz, who collects it on the back check, and pass intended for Filosa goes awry. Ends up coming around the wall. Stauffer in his own zone near the hash marks. Pulling up under pressure. Tried to send it up the wall. Matt Bispo forcing a turnover. CJ Pena under pressure. Stauffer poking it away. Cougars get it clear. Sachem looks like they'll secure possession. O'Connor under pressure. Middle Country on the forechuck pass towards Bruinsma. CJ Pena enters. Looks like there's a whistle there. And trying to look at what the call is going to be here. Seems like they're gesturing that high sticking is the call, but no player seems to have headed for the box for Sachem. Looks like officials explaining it. Neal looks like he'll head to the box, and another power play for the Cougars. A chance to make this a 2-goal game. Brett Spears under pressure, moving it along. Sent towards the front, redirected off McDowell. Sent towards the point. Atkinson. Shot glancing over the glass. Green's in front. And a nice chance there, but a pad stop by Walsh. Cougars towards the front again. Loose, battling for Graziano to McGee. Ends up having his initial feed deflected. Tried to dish it to Spears, but ended up getting handcuffed there. Not enough space to make that play, and now Atkinson under pressure from Bispo. Sachem defenseman rushing up ice. It's a short-handed opportunity that time, and looks like he's going to win that battle against Atkinson as well before McGee rescues it. So Bispo heads back on the back check. The call was a high sticking. It was assessed to Andrew Neal. Sachem is now entered, trying to get the clear. Cougars entered Sachem's zone. Sachem gets the clear. Now Ian McGee re-entering. Dragging across. Lost the handle. Had to settle it. Tried to move it back towards the slot. And a great individual effort there from McGee, but Cougars unable to maintain clean possession in the zone. So it comes out. Munkwitz to Spears. Trying to make a lead pass, but there wasn't anybody there for Middle Country. And as Saunders deflects that one up ice, Munkwitz pulling up. Slips past, walks in, drops it off. Spears shot, redirected, ends up going off the end board. Sachem looking for a clear. Munkwitz holding it in, curling away from pressure. Pass ends up going off Saunders. Stauffer collects. 27 seconds remaining on the Middle Country power play. A nice drop pass to Munkwitz, who enters. Cuts towards center, fires a shot, it's blockered, and then gloved by Walsh. A big save for the Sachem netminder. 16 seconds remaining on the power play, 6:23 remaining in the period. As it stands, this is a 3-goal game. Cougars creating some nice chances here. They're trying to keep Stauffer fresh down the stretch. It's going to be Kircher heading back out. Trying to win that one forward. Comes to Rohan. Around the wall, Graziano keeping it in. Sachem defender trying to pin that one along the wall. McDowell on the forecheck. Gets tied up there. And as the penalty expires, Graziano sending it towards the front. It comes all the way across the slot. Sachem now has a chance 3-on-1. Back checking. It's Kircher. Trying to keep Anderson to the outside, and he does. Sachem forward curls along the near side half wall. Pass to the opposite point. Walking in. Shot kicked out. Loose in front. Rebound is turned aside. Poking at it. Trying to tuck it in, and we get a whistle. And it looks like Martin's got the stop that time. Ended up along the back of the net there. So with 5:45 remaining, a shot that ends up being turned aside. Ends up just along that back part of the netting. So behind the net, not in it. And face off Left wing dot trying to poke it up ice. Ionacone gets a piece of it. Heading up with Granahan. Moves it along. The pass rolls. Pergolesi breaking up that attempt. McGee getting ahead of it. Picks it up. Pulls up. Shot. Saved by Walsh. And we get another whistle. Defensive zone draw for Sachem. Cougars pressing late. They outscored Sachem 3-2 in the second after being outscored 4-1 in the first. They're tied here at 1-1 in the third, but they still trail by 3. The face-off tied up initially. Ionacone comes away with it. Getting one hand on that one, and a turnover at the line comes out to Atkinson, who sends it back in. Cougars have to check back up. Ionacone on the forecheck. Pergolesi with possession. Trying to push up ice. Pass off the wall, collected by Saunders. Drags it, pulls up, cuts back outside, wants the pass towards the slot. It's broken up by Ian McGee. Under pressure. Puck comes free. Went off a stick in front. And it looks like that was Palilio without a stick. He went to get it, but now we get a whistle, and trying to see what the call on that one was. 4:37 remaining in the period. Chase Saunders to the box. Not sure if they're going to get anyone else on that one. And Bridgeford Jr. made some big saves in the second stanza before passing the baton to Martins. Saunders is now in the box. It's a 2-minute minor. And now it's a chance for the Cougars to make this a 2-goal game. Been a lot of minor penalties both ways in this game. Ball on the ice is for roughing against Saunders. Face-off is tied up by Spears. Stauffer shot, and they score! A power play goal for the Cougars. Harold Stauffer. Make that 41 on the season. For the kid who's going to lead the Cougars back to the varsity level next season. And he's got a heavy shot, and it just trickles past Walsh there. Face off, one forward by Sachem. Caden Marcus splitting the defense, coming in, shot. Ends up going off the end boards. Moving it along, pass, shot. Drago can't connect, loose beneath the goal line. Sachem has possession, trying to cut in. Graziano got spun around there. Marcus has it, under pressure, moving it along to Drago. Curls into the slot, shot is off the pads of Martins, ends up in the corner. Lorette at the line. His shot ends up going wide. Stoltenberg, far side half wall on the cycle. Pergolesi racing at, or correction, Drago racing after. Boxed out by Spears. Puck comes to Marcus, sent towards the slot, and they score. Logan Stoltenberg firing right back. It's now 9-6. Just getting to work along the cycle here. Sachem. Both teams, they know how to put the puck in the back of the net. And Stoltenberg makes no mistake that time. Getting to work on the cycle, keep going to the front of the net. Good things will happen, and that time they do for Stoltenberg. It's a 3-goal game yet again after the Cougars made it a 2-score game for the first time since early in the first period. And right now, Sachem with possession. They're chipping it back into the zone. Monkwitz flipping it up and out. Granahan battling for it. Comes back to Monkwitz. Pushing it on ahead. Shoulder to side. Bispo pressuring. Drago has it. Moving it along for McDowell. Poked away. Sachem comes up ice. They have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Drop pass. Marcus cuts towards center. Shot. Scores. And Caden Marcus makes this a 10-6 game, and it looks more and more and more like that first meeting between these two squads, which ended We just double check here. And a beautiful play by Marcus. Demonstrates great patience there, cutting towards the slot, waiting, firing. You go all the way back to November 6th. It was an 11-5 victory for Sachem and both squads. Definitely have some reason to be positive here, but as Stauffer sends it towards the front, Cougars trying to press off the draw. Puck leaves the zone, and D-to-D pass to Monkwitz. Re-entering, Ionacone on the forecheck. O'Connor comes away with it, carrying it behind his cage, moving it left to right, and then a centering pass to Matt Pena, heading up ice with Neal. Pulls up along the wall. Monkwitz forcing a turnover. Entering, poked off his stick. 2:25 remaining. Matt Pena with possession. Sachem looking up ice and pass up the wall. Puck leaves the zone. Monkwitz trying to settle it. He does in neutral. Carries ahead. They try and sandwich him at the line, but Sachem, Rohan, and I believe that was Berinsma, either him or Neal, they got the worst of it. Velosa has possession, under pressure. Trying to move that one across. Got too much air under it. It's a 10-6 game in favor of Sachem. Under 4 minutes remaining. As the Cougars moving it up ice. Sal Riccio is going to step into this one. Drops it off. Trying to find Stauffer, and puck leaves the zone. And Monkwitz nearly turns it over that time, trying to find Stauffer's. Cougars forward, recovering it. Under pressure from Saunders. Does a nice job shielding. Forced to drop it off. Pass leaves the zone. Sachem gets it right back. They re-enter. Getting tied up at the line. Zone entry is denied. Ian McGee has it. Entering. Taken down by Rohan, but as we get a whistle. Let's see what the call is. .106 remaining in the period. It's a 10-6 game. And this time it's Rohan back to the box, and Cougars doing a great job drawing penalties late, and they've managed to stay out of the box themselves, so that's going to make a difference. End of the day, one of these games where those first 3 minutes somewhat came back to haunt them. They battled their way back into this game, and as Spears wins it forward, shot from McGee is kicked out into the corner. A minute remaining in regulation. Sachem appears poised to come away with a 10-6 victory, maybe more. Saunders coming up ice with Anderson. 2-on-1, pass across, shot, scores! A shorthanded goal for Sachem. And just like on November 6th, they find their 11th of the night. The only difference this time, they didn't trail in this game, and they didn't give up the lead. We're going to have to cut that short for the draw. 50.2 seconds remaining, a shorthanded goal, and at the end of the day, as it's one forward, CJ Pena cutting in. Graziano forces it free. McGee to Spears. Enters. Gets it right back. Cutting in. Graziano sends it towards the front. It's loose. Batting at it. Neither team can settle it. It's not covered. Ends up loose in the slot. It comes all the way across the blue paint. McGee turning. Backhanded towards the front. Settled by Pilio. Off his skate. McDowell sends it wide. Graziano tucks it in. So it ends up being something of a watch. 11.7 seconds remaining. It's a 7-11 game. Cougars trail by 4, and a nice wraparound goal for Talkins. Well, Suffolk County High School Hockey League, no one's ever mistaken it for a goalie-friendly league, and as Sachem re-enters. CJ Pena coming in, backhand shot turned aside by Martins, and this game will come to an end. It's an 11-7 victory for Sachem. So Anthony Walsh picks up the win. Sachem wins their 16th of the season, and they move into a tie with Pat Med. I believe that they will still end up behind them due to tiebreakers. In this case, the tiebreaker being a literal tie. But nonetheless, a great season for them. And Middle Country, they'll be back. But if they want to advance past the first round, the road starts for them against Smithtown Hauppauge. And one more game on the docket. It's developmental action between EI and Longwood. But for those of you not joining us, have a great night, everyone.